Cool. So you've been here today. What have you taken away, or what has been your favorite part?
I've got to say, it's great to come to any kind of event like this where I get to sit there and things are poured out to me, so I can absorb stuff instead of having to pour things out. So I've found it really fascinating. Any kind of insights or ideas that come, especially into this part of the world, and I guess other people's experiences as creatives, and even musical stories like we've just heard before. It's been fantastic, for me just to, absorb ideas and hear other people's influences, and I guess at a real base level, it's about the passion that kind of drives this industry really, and what gets people up in the morning and gets them inspired and gets them to find ways to do things differently.
So in this new age where we're doing tons of digital and all that fun stuff, what does it mean to hear Jeff Emmerich say he mastered the sound by putting glass bottles in tea towels under the drum set? What does that do for you?
It actually makes me feel really good. I love those stories. I love the whole idea of the whole analog world colliding with this whole digital landscape. Yep. And I think it's so true in our business. Every day we have these kind of dilemmas because there's always shortcuts to doing things, shortcuts to ideas, and and to hear that sort of stuff, and to hear that those kind of techniques are the things that people still talk about today, and why they fall in love and why they love the sound. I love that because it kind of encourages me that there are analog ways, there are ways of just physical ways of approaching our job today that really makes a difference in the outcome, and it means by not having to do shortcuts, by just going back to old school methodology like storytelling, and actually.
How do you get the sound?
Yeah, for me, I think it's really good, and I think more so today than ever before, because so much stuff is going on out there, and the whole media landscape and the way that we do what we do has changed so much because there's so many demands digitally, and so it's nice to bring it back, to peel it all back and actually just go, there are themes and there are things that human people, dig, yeah. And there's the power of liking, the power of just laughing, the power of hating something or not hating something, I think that's what turns me on.
Yeah. So, hey, since we're here at the Access Awards and it's very creative, one question we have is, what's the best form of collaboration you've seen using creative in the market past couple of years?
Oh, gosh. What I've seen?
Or what you've worked on?
There's so much there's so much awesome stuff that's going on, and guess we've got access to it all now. It's really hard to kind of to find it, but I can talk about my own experience. There's a project that I've just finished not so long ago, and it was for NZI, and we're working. I guess the process. It's not a new thing, working with animation and so forth. But in this country, in New Zealand, working on a scale, the animation that I worked on the NZI project, which was quite a big job with assembly, and there's some real leaps of faith in a project like that, because you've got storytelling underneath something, but the actual bringing to life of the idea is months and months later. So it's such a journey that you have to kind of a leap of faith. You have to actually take the client on board with, and also yourself. And there's a lot of humans, like albeit almost a small army involved to actually pull that project off. And I think and I'm so proud at the end of it to see like a global scale quality production pulled off, and with some just simple storytelling at the heart of it, and a lot of faith, you know. And for me, that's awesome, you know, when you see that come together. Right. So that's something.
So let me ask you, final question. How would you rate the creative industry or the creative landscape in New Zealand right now?
I think we're in a good place. Genuinely, I think it's a competitive environment. I think we're lucky enough to sort of be in a market where we have all the brands that the world has access to and talks about, but yet we have less humans in the way. And less humans in the way means we have more opportunity, in a sense, to actually be in the room with the key decision makers, which really gives creativity a chance. It really gets us in the room, and it gets us to influence outcomes and great creative outcomes. And if you look at the success this country's had, globally, year after year after year, it's because of those kind of leaps of faith. And I think, I couldn't think of a better place to be.